wasn't doing any sound this morning. Oh, man, I can fix that, I think. Oh, flipping heck, man. Hang on. Let's try something else. No sound. Oh, the disappointment of having no sound. Oh, I wonder if that's worked. Has that worked? Maybe. Let's try. Oh. Right. How's that? Hopefully that's working. Man, I was doing such a good job as well. Doing such a good job. No sound on Facebook. All right, okay. You're audible on Insta. I have a separate thing for Insta. So people have actually been on the Facebook version and now they've come back to this one. Bless you for hanging out and just watching me banging on. I might re-record the first part of this. That's what I'll probably do. Put something together for you. Thanks for your patience. Actually, no, let's do it quickly. Here we go. So no one cares. Look, things go wrong sometimes. Nobody cares. Somebody saying that they can hear me, but they've joined late. I know. Right. Okay. Look, here's what the first ones were. Number one, acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to feel disappointed. That's absolutely fine to feel disappointed. Number two was to reflect and learn. And I mentioned about my dad would say, so son, what have you learned? What have you learned? And that's just such a classic thing, isn't it? What have you learned about this situation? Number three, reframe the perspective. So that's classic flip it thinking. It's turning it around and looking at something from a different point of view. Number four was to reframe the goal. So I think I even missed that one out before. Next one, reframe the goal. Sometimes we get disappointment because we end up having the wrong goal. So we keep getting disappointed. So sometimes it's okay to reduce the goal. If you're feeling disappointed because you're not hitting things, reduce the goal. That's all right. Get into flow, get back into flow, and then say, okay, now I'm going to increase the goal and then step it up from there. It's this crazy idea. People say, you've got to have massive goals. Wow. You don't have to have massive goals. You just have to have goals that motivate you. And massive goals, if they demotivate you, are not good goals. So there should be goals that you are moving towards. And sometimes break them down as well. Break them down to smaller ones. Next one, practice gratitude. So this is when things are going wrong and you feel disappointed. Very, very simply, just have a look back at all the things that have gone wrong. Fine. Park that to one side. Write down 5 things that you're grateful for. All right, I think we're back up to speed. Oh, now take action. This is where I found out that my sound wasn't working on the other channels. Right, so the next one was to take action, do something, do anything that moves you away from the disappointment and closer to your goal. And it doesn't have to be related. So it could be doing a bit of exercise, doing that gratitude list that I've just talked about. Right, we're up to speed. Next one, talk about it. Have a little chat with somebody. It's amazing how people so often feel embarrassed about sharing good news and embarrassed about sharing bad news. Well, actually, we should be thinking all the time that sharing any news is okay, so long as it's done with the right intent. So if you're sharing good news and your intent is that you're happy about something and you just want to share it because it's good, that's great. It's not arrogance. The difference between arrogance and confidence is intent. So taking action and talking about something, the same works the other way around. If you're looking to create pity, then you know people who do that, don't you? They're always kind of the ones who post stuff and they go, having a nightmare. They don't know what the nightmare is about. They just want you to react to it. I think about 500 comedians have talked about that now. But if you go into it where I also want to have a chat with you about something and you tell somebody who you care about or who cares about you that you feel a little bit disappointed and here's why, it's amazing how you feel after having that short conversation. Next one is practice resilience. Be strong. Yes. And a great way to do that is with physiology. So physiology is a great way to practice resilience. Sit up straight, take a deep breath, think, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this. Immediately, you will feel different. So the best way to feel resilient is to do it using physiology. Next one, number 9, take care of yourself. Again, if you're feeling disappointed with something, or we treat ourselves badly. So feel disappointed, so we have a drink. Or feel disappointed, so we eat too much. Feel disappointed, so we lounge around. Well, that's not looking after yourself. You feel disappointed, so get out and have a walk. You feel disappointed, so do some exercise. You feel disappointed, so make yourself a mega meal from scratch. that fills you full of nutrition. The link between what happens up here and what happens in there is massive, absolutely huge. So that we should be looking after ourselves during times when we don't feel as happy with ourselves, especially when we're feeling disappointed. Number 10, accept what you can't change. Acceptance is interesting. Acceptance is challenging, actually. So often we want things really, really badly, and the idea of just accepting that something is the way that it is quite challenging. I remember the first time I listened to Loving What Is, which is the Byron Katie program, and just thinking about that whole idea of acceptance was so challenging. It was so difficult. And to think that I can't be in charge of everything and I can't make everything happen. And I can't just force things through, or I can't just will things to happen, just to accept things as they are and to even embrace things as they are is challenging, but very, very liberating. Number 11, focus on the solution, not the problem. God, it was one of those ones, and I wrote that down. I thought I could probably do a whole Magic Monday on that. But it's so true, isn't it? We love focusing on the problem. Why? Because focusing on problems is great. You feel, I'll just focus on what's wrong here. I'll talk about what's wrong, rather than thinking about the solution, which takes a little bit more energy, takes a little bit more effort, a little bit more thinking. At the moment, I am writing a new book, and I got stuck at the weekend. I don't mind telling you because you're all friends here. I got stuck at the weekend, and I was like, oh my goodness. And I was thinking about being stuck. So while I was thinking about being stuck, guess what I was? Stuck. Absolutely. And so I picked up another book, started to read that book, and immediately it was like, of course. What am I doing here? I'm thinking about the problem, not thinking about the solution. So what was the solution? I started to read my own book. I started to read a book that I wrote about writing books called Write That Book. And I turned to a chapter which was all about writing shite. Many of you have heard me talking about this. And I started to just write anything. I did a 17-minute sprint, tried to write shite for 17 minutes. And guess what? You can't write total for 17 minutes. Some of it came out and it was actually quite good. And from that, one idea came out and it created a whole new chapter. Boom, I was up, I was running, I was back on it. Number 12, take a short break. Yeah, just take a break. That's what Gareth Southgate's doing, isn't it? He said, what are you going to do about your future? He said, I don't know, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to have some time off first. Can't blame him. Absolutely. Well done, Gareth. Have some time off. I know where he lives. I've walked past his front door. Yeah, it was by accident. We're out for a walk, and he lives on a reservoir. Christine's granddad used to call them reservoirs. He lives on a reservoir, and we walked past, and Christine goes, I think Gareth Southgate lives there. This is a couple of years ago. And we kind of hung around for a little bit and had a look, and then checked the little thing online and was like, sure enough, that's his house. Yes. So he's going to have a break. Good for him. I hope you're watching, Gareth. Yeah, you deserve it. And it's the same with any disappointment. Have a little break from something. Move away from it for a little while. It's amazing how you feel when you've moved away from something for a little while. Number 13. Laugh it off. Just laugh it off. You know what? Stuff goes wrong all the time. Honestly, so many times I'll think, one day I'll laugh about this, so why not laugh about it now? And even if you do a fake laugh, your brilliant mind doesn't know that it's a fake laugh, or your body doesn't. Your brain does, but your body doesn't. So it'll produce those lovely happy chemicals that you have when you have a good old laugh. So if you can't make it, fake it. It's okay. Right, I've got how many left? I've got 4 left. Number 14, seek inspiration. Find inspiration from others. Whenever you're disappointed, sometimes it's a good idea to look inward. Sometimes it's a good idea to look outward. Find some inspiration. What are you listening to? What are you reading to? What are you studying right now? Who are you hanging out with? What's the courses that you're on? What online learning are you doing? Come on, there is inspiration everywhere. Hopefully I bring you a bit of inspiration on a Monday at 12 o'clock, especially when I get the sound on and you can hear me. Next one is help others. Yeah, so this was about number 2 on the list when I first started. When we feel disappointed, one of the best things to do, I believe, along with gratitude, is to do something for somebody else. As soon as you do something for somebody else, it's not about being selfish. It's about doing it for the right reason, but then it feels amazing for you. And we know that. And it could be as something as simple as just dropping somebody a little note. So here's a thought right now, whether you feel disappointed about something or not, just drop somebody a note. Just let them know that you're thinking about them. Let them know that you're grateful for something that they've done. Just drop them a WhatsApp or a text or something and just let them know. I bet you feel brilliant the second you press send, and I bet you feel even better if they send a response back. Number 16 is to practice patience. Oh man, patience is a virtue. It's not one that I have. It's one that I would like and one that I would like to develop. I want everything now. Christine is superb, absolutely brilliant at delayed gratification, at patience. So it was my birthday last week. It was my birthday on Tuesday. And I had all my presents opened that morning. Of course I did. And I knew I was seeing some other people later on in the day, and I was going to get some other things. So I thought, it's fine. I'm going to get something else later on in the day. But I'd opened everything by 11 o'clock on the morning of my birthday. Christine can wait 2 or 3 days. She just waits. I'll open one thing today, then one thing this afternoon. I'll do this. So I'll do it. How do people do that? But yeah, patience. Patience is a virtue. Often really good things take a bit of time. You can't have an instant beautiful garden. You can't have, be brilliant at something instantly. It takes a bit of patience along with a bit of practice. And number 17 is to celebrate the swins, the small wins. Celebrate the little things. You know what? If we're disappointed with how things are going, there are some small things in there. It's like, my sound wasn't working at the start of this. It is now. And everybody can hear me. And I repeated some things, and some people joined late, so for them it was good. And when you watch the replay of this, I'll probably chop the front off, and you'll be thinking, Michael, I could hear the sound from the beginning. That's okay, because I chopped the front off. It's a small win. I know how to do it. Hey, we're all good, aren't we? So dealing with disappointment, I thought I would try and hook it onto the what's happening with England. But also I just thought it would be a good general thing, a good general practice to learn how to deal with disappointment. So I hope you've enjoyed those 17 things. Now, I'm going to have a little look here at who is actually on, because I rarely get a chance to do them these days. But look, here's some people saying hello from Cliviger. That's Diane Hull. And there's Gillian Westlake saying good morning. Lots of people saying no sound. That's fair enough. I'm not getting any sound. I know. Can hear you now. Yes, you can hear me now, which is good. And that was better. Thank you very much, Robert. Same here, Robert. Very clever, Nick Finney. I actually turned my phone off and back on as I thought it was just me. Thank you, Nick. And then he's in the 40 Hall estate out on a walk. Nice. Here's Sarah McGough. Howdy from Hove. Sending lots of love to you, Sarah. And then Nick also says, gratitude. I'm so thankful for those amazing moments in the last month. Jude's overhead kick when we were 30 seconds from going out. Yes. Ollie's last gasp winner. Yes. They give me memories with my friends that will last forever. Superb. And here's a nice one on Instagram. I retrained for a new career, spent a fortune on setting up, but zero confidence to actually start. And I walk past his house every day. I hope that the press and public focus on his amazing achievements. Right, okay, you walk past his house every day. Wow, Top Cat walks past his house every day. Right, I retrained for a new career, spent a fortune on setting up, but zero confidence to actually start. That's one bit. And I walk past his house every day. Another part. I hope the press and public focus on his amazing achievements. I hope that too, Top Cat. Thank you very much. Right. Went on a little bit longer today. Next Monday, recording because I will be out on the road, and then the next week after that will be my last one for the summer, and I'm going to do a fun Magic Monday. So that, what will the date be then for a week on Monday? Yeah, I nearly went to pick up my phone, but I'm using my phone for the Instagram one. Right, okay. Look, we're all good. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, thanks for getting the sound on. I needed this today. Thank you, Robin, for tuning in. Thanks very much, everybody. Be brilliant. I hope that the sound is working now. Oh, good grief. It's fun, isn't it? It's all good fun. Let's finish off with some inspiring music to take us into another day. Be brilliant, everybody. Bye.